So I basically just woke up. I took a lovely nap. I want to say nap, but it was more like I closed my eyes for like 45 minutes and didn't really fall asleep. I just listened to YouTube videos and tried to fall asleep, and then I was like, you know what, this isn't happening. So let us record some more Resistance for a little bit. I don't know. Been a bit of a long week, and I'm just kind of like getting with it. I obviously haven't even got to the main menu yet, you know. Is what it is. Let's just play this and just kind of talk and chat. Why not? I think when we left off, we mentioned how I should have already like converted into the Chimera. Like I should little by little becoming a little alien man in this game. And I think I just kind of talked about Twitch stuff and whatnot last night.
The conversion center was.
I can't like really remember, but I know we watched that. I saw like fish cannery, and I'm like, yeah, we saw that. But yeah, I don't know. Just kind of like waking up still, so you know, if I'm a little bit off, it is what it is. Like I said, like this playthrough isn't meant to be like super professional. I'm gonna talk about all the things. I just kind of wanna chill out and play a video game and upload it. So that is indeed a thing.
Sergeant Hale, come in. I'm seeing more hybrid patrols now. They must know we've escaped. Be careful.
Good looks, good looks. So I think I kind of like want to watch a movie later today. I've been like trying to get caught up on movies, because I've, over the last couple of years, kind of like skipped out on everything. Like I've missed almost the entire like Marvel Cinematic Universe at this point. Like the last Marvel movie I watched was like the first Avengers. And I saw Spider-Man Homecoming, but I wasn't big into it. But like I gotta like get caught up like all those movies. And there's like horror movies I gotta watch still. I really want to watch this film called like Backcountry, because I think it's by the same director that did a is it Pyewacket? That was like a fun little witch movie. So I gotta like figure out like, you know, some cool movies to watch soon. I started subscribing to Shudder a few months back, and I've barely used it, but I used it to watch Hell House LLC, and that was fantastic. And now I'm just like trying to like find other movies I might enjoy with whatever time I got. And easier said than done. Like, it's very tough for me to kind of like get in that movie mood, but I think today's like a movie mood kind of day. I think it is, most likely. We'll kind of see what I do with that, though. I watched... I think I feel like I'm repeating myself from, like, the last episode, because I think I mentioned I watched, like, Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus, and I watched, like, the new Rocco movie, which really wasn't a movie, because it was only, like, 45 minutes long. But, those are good. But I gotta, like, find something else that really tickles my fancy. Maybe I'll finally watch, like, Terrifier in full. I don't know. But Terrifier seemed really cool.
During the second phase of the conversion process, the humans are wrapped in cocoons. This accelerates the final stages of the conversion. What emerges from the cocoon is determined by the strain of the virus. Each Chimeran creature is created by a separate strain. What we call hybrids, the ones that most closely resemble humans, have the shortest gestation period. The more beastly creatures take months to create and are made from multiple human bodies.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think like one of the big things, I think when it comes to like me watching a movie and trying to get in the mood for it, is that I pretty much only really enjoy horror films. Like I don't really watch comedy. I'll watch films based on TV shows I really like, hence like Invader Zim, Rocco's Modern Life, stuff like that. And like I'll watch sci-fi as well. Like I like sci-fi, but I don't know, like I find it like a tough sell to watch anything besides horror films, and at this point like I'm kind of out of a lot of good horror films to watch. Like my choices, my options are very limited. I can rewatch some things. I can watch stuff that I know that, you know, I know it's not gonna be great, but I can like give that stuff a go. But it's tough. It's tough kind of like finding stuff that'll kind of click with me, because my taste is very limited in that entire like, you know, sphere of entertainment, I guess is the best way to put it. Which is what it is. I do like the occasional action movie, though. I loved this movie called Upgrade. I watched that a few months ago for one of my my Twitch sub movie nights. We kind of did that. Then I love Mission Impossible. That's a film series I can get behind. I think I'm like 2 films behind. Last one I watched was Ghost Protocol. But I always love those movies. Those always kind of stand out. Maybe I'll watch a Mission Impossible. Maybe like that'll be the plan. That sounds good actually. But knowing me, I'll probably just like say like, yeah, I'll watch that, and I just won't. But you know what? It's like in the front of my mind. Like maybe I'll pick that one. I don't know. I'm kind of like digging this idea. Good talk. I don't think this Chimera here was really digging the idea, but you know, I'm digging the idea. But yeah, I don't know. Like I can like do like a lot of different genres of game, but yeah, movie. I don't know why. I kind of gravitate towards like 1 or 2, and that's really about it. I keep forgetting I have like secondary fire in this game. I should probably use that more often to kind of do stuff like that. Make my life a lot easier, a lot better. But, yeah. I don't know, I love horror. But I'm kind of like burned out on a lot of subgenres of horror. I just kind of feel like there's really not much left that I will enjoy in some of these subgenres. Like, for instance, like when it comes to a slasher, like there's only so much more slasher I can take. Like, we've seen, like, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and all the Friday the 13th, and all the Halloweens, and, like, Slumber Party Massacre, and Maniac Cop, and, like, Black Christmas, and, you know, like, more low-budget, kind of, like, indie fare. I mean, not, like, any of these were super high-budget films to begin with, but, like, stuff like Midnight Movie, and, you know, it's not, like, really a slasher, but, like, The Last Showing is, like, another one I watched, like, not too long ago, and... You know, like, the list of, like, slashers and, like, kind of, like, just horror films goes on and on and on and on. Like, you kind of get burned out on a lot of it. And lately, I kind of gravitate more towards, like, the psychological horror stuff. Like, Hereditary was an amazing one. And you don't really get, like, a lot of films like Hereditary too much, unfortunately. Or, like, Shining also, like, stands out as, like, one of the kings of, like, the psychological horror game. Like, those don't pop up enough. Triangle's another one. I kind of wish more like that existed. I would be watching movies so much more. But yeah, I guess, like, being, like, kind of, like, a 1 genre, 2 genre sort of person. And only... Or rather, in watching so many of this 1 genre, like, you just kind of get burned out, like, of a lot of the tropes and stuff, you know? Like, I wish I could kind of, like, sit down and enjoy comedies, and, like, some I do. Like, some. But it's very few and far between, right? Like, I love me in Austin Powers, I love Airplane. But, like, you put, like, an Adam Sandler film in front of me, or some, like, let's say, Borat, or... I don't even know, like, what's a relevant comedy movie anymore. Like, I don't know, they just don't do much for me. Like, I'll get, like, a good chuckle, but, like, by the end of the film, I'm not like, I'm really glad I watched that. It doesn't happen much. And same thing kind of goes, like, with dramas. Like, I'm not, like, a huge, like, drama person. Like, I wish I could get into, like, drama films. Like, I know there's apparently a lot of really, really good ones. Like, I've watched some really good ones, too, right? Like, City of God was really good, or, like, Crash. Things like that, but, like, it's rare that I want to watch that. And I wish I could kind of fix that problem, but I've kind of come to the, terms that, I'm forever stuck liking, like, 2 genres. That's okay. As long as I can, like, get into, like, a bunch of different kind of video games and, like, you know, like, smaller form videos, like, on YouTube or, like, TV shows, things like that, like, I'm content, but I just wish movies I had a better, like, more varied taste, but there's really only so much you can do about that. Like, you can't, like, really force yourself to, like, enjoy something. This is, like, one hell of a ramble, isn't it? But yeah, like, it is what it is. Is that the end of the level already? Oh my god. Is it?
The final stage of the Chimeran conversion process is known as the birthing chamber. The cocoons are opened and new Chimera are born. In the case of hybrids, a cooling apparatus is fused into their bodies. The Chimeran metabolism is roughly 12 times that of humans. This results in remarkable healing abilities, but also raises their body temperatures significantly. Without the cooling apparatus, the hybrids would overheat and die.
Noted. So now we got, like, some lore about, like, you know, the enemies and whatnot. The Chimera. I gotta, like, say better stuff than Chimera. Sorry, like, I'm still really tired. My brain's just kind of getting going. And I know I just spent, like, the last however long talking about movies. Which is what it is. So let's get this cutscene after the load and see where the story kind of takes us. And see, like, where my my commentary here kind of takes us. Even though I know it's kind of like a nothing commentary right now. I'm not sure if, like, people, like, even dig this whole, like, Gamecast idea, which I know, like, I'm basically giving another name to Let's Play, let's be real here. No matter what I say, this is just another form of Let's Play, and I just wanted to give it a different kind of name. But, I'm not sure if people kind of dig, like, the podcasty talk while playing a video game sort of thing, but I do. I'm actually kind of really enjoying doing this right now. Because if I don't have, like, time to edit, I'd rather just kind of, like, let my brain talk for me and just kind of play whatever. You know, it does the job. I'm enjoying it. Whether or not anyone else is, who knows? But Cornish fresh squid for the very best fish. Okay. I just kind of enjoy doing this, right? Like, I kind of feel like I'm streaming, but, like, I have full 100% control of the conversation. Like, there's, like, no sidetracking. It's kind of good. If I want to talk about, like, horror movies and, like, my limited taste in movie, I can do that. It does the job. And I can just kind of, like, treat this as, like, a video diary, if you will. One thing I watched recently, right, was a Twitch clip of someone kind of coming to the realization, right, like, when they have kids or whatnot, or they grow old, and people in their life and their families, like, want to know, like, what they were like when they were younger, like, there's, like, recorded video evidence of, like, all their thoughts as they play video games, and to me, like, I never, like, actually thought about that. And that's, like, kind of a crazy thought, right? Like, I have no intention to, like, ever having kids, but you never know, like, what's gonna happen. You never know. But it's weird, right? There's, like, hundreds, if not thousands, it's not even if not, like, there's more than, like, 1,000 hours of me talking online, like, still permanently saved, that people can kind of, like, reference and get my opinions on, my inputs on, and, like, thinking, like, if any of this stuff, like, remains online for, like, you know, a decade, 2 decades, whatever, which, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility. People kind of, like, hear my input and, like, my thoughts on things, like, over time, or, like, social media posts. Like, this is, like, kind of the first, like, real generation where, like, kids are going to be able to see, like, their parents and, like, aunts and uncles' thoughts, like, of things that were happening at that very moment, and, like, the images they had. What were they doing for the day? Like, what were they eating for the day? Like, what did things look like? And just, like, video making or social media and stuff kind of, like, transformed, like, so many things in regards to that. Because, like, you know, you, like, hear, like, your grandparents, like, your parents talk about things, right? And, you know, there might be, like, a few, like, photos here and there. There might be, like, a, like, really rare home movie here and there, but, like, there's not much. Whereas we, as people now, have kind of, like, recorded literally everything we do in our lives. Like, you go on Twitter, you know exactly what I ordered at, like, let's say, like, Popeye's Chicken, like, 14 months ago, because I took a picture and gave my thoughts. That wasn't, like, really a thing. Like, even 10 years ago. Not so much of a thing 10 years ago. Like, it was a thing. Like, Facebook was most definitely alive and well then, but... And before that, MySpace, and, you know... what have you. Forums, and... so and so, but, like, now everybody does it, and, like, now, like, pretty much everyone has, like, their recorded life story. Or bits of their life story just kind of online, and people kind of go back and reference it. And I always, I shouldn't say I always think about it, because it's only a thing I've recently thought about, but, like, that's just really cool. And people think, like, you're kind of wasting your time, right? Like, if you just talk about, like, pointless stuff on social media that no one else ever cares about, but, like, someone, like, in your future might actually genuinely be interested in that stuff, right? And might genuinely care about it, so, like, having, like, recorded stuff of that recorded pictures, recorded moments, videos, no matter, like, how important it may seem, you know, it might be important to someone else, like, down the line. So, like, now, like, when I tweet out something that seems kind of pointless, or, like, you know, I make a stream of something that might seem kind of pointless, like, game-wise or whatever, like, even a chat like this, it might seem kind of pointless, but, like, maybe not to someone in the future, like, in my life, who knows? Maybe 20 years from now, someone's gonna stumble across, like, Alex's Gamecast, Episode 3, for Resistance Fall of Man, and, like, they'll hear me talk about this, and they'll go, oh yeah, this totally was just starting to become, like, a new normal thing back then, wasn't it? And, like, there'll be, like, recorded footage of me having this exact very thought for them, and I think that's kind of cool. This part's really hard, by the way. But I think it's also probably because I suck at video games. Full-time gamer suck at video games. This feels about right. But, yeah, it's just kind of a thought that came across the mind. And I think it's, like, a really kind of, like, cool, interesting thought to have. I don't know. Like, when I grow up, like, maybe my nephews or something can see, like, the Reddit arguments I've got in. Maybe I'll get, like, you know, some residual upvotes a decade later, 2 decades later, about my thoughts on Dead by Daylight balance, you know? Maybe I should, like, do, like, some Dead by Daylight videos as well. I can do some fun stuff with that. It's just a tough sell to play it off-stream, because, like, here's the thing, right? Again, like, if you don't know me from Twitch and whatnot, like, I'm a Dead by Daylight primary streamer. Like, I stream way more than Dead by Daylight, but, like, my bread and butter is Dead by Daylight. I have 4,100 hours in that game right now, and I've been playing it since the beta. Like, I have an intense amount of time in that game. I've kind of done just about everything you can do in that game, and, like, once new content before it comes out, like, the Stranger Things content's coming out very soon, as of this recording, like, I'll pretty much explore and do everything I can really do with that new content. Like, in, like, 2 months, 3 months, I'll try, like, all the different cool new perk combinations, survive on the map countless times, experiment around with everything. But maybe like with a video format, I could do something a little bit different and a little bit more fun. Or maybe not more fun, but, like, a different kind of fun. Who knows? Maybe, like, breathe some more life into the game for me, because, like, I still genuinely love the game. Like, I do enjoy playing that game 7 days a week still. Like, I feel lucky in the sense, right, that, like, a lot of people that have, like, a main game kind of, like, feel stuck on Twitch, I think, to their main game, and are afraid to swap because, like, not audio, but, like, audience backlash and stuff. But I'm kind of lucky in the sense that, like, I don't really worry about that, because I still love my main game, like, all these years later. And I'm also really fortunate that, like, a lot of my audience kind of, like, sticks around now for, like, all these other things I do. Sorry, I lost my train of thought as I tried finding this guy. But look, I found him. We did good. But I don't know, like, I'm kind of, like, lucky in that sense. That, like, I can upload a video like this to YouTube, and people be like, cool, he's playing Resistance, let's watch it. But I think I'm just kind of doubly lucky, because I do have, like, you know, people that'll watch me kind of do whatever. Not everyone, you know, like, I'll take, like, you know, like, a 40% drop, like, if I do variety stuff and, like, non-Dead by Daylight stuff, but, like, a good chunk of my audience still cares and watches. But on the flip side, like, I don't really feel stuck what I'm doing, because I still enjoy what I do, and, like, you see a lot of people get so burned out on, like, that one particular kind of, like, corner of the streaming or, like, YouTube market they took. They get so burned out on whatever they're doing. I'm, like, lucky that I haven't quite got there. And I don't really foresee myself kind of getting there anytime soon yet. That's, like, it's a game I'm super passionate about, and I love that game. And everyone always kind of bitches about the developers, like, they're not doing this and not doing that. And, like, admittedly, I've done that too with, like, certain patches, but, like, I kind of love the devs too. Like, I think they do a freaking amazing job, so, like, I have a lot of confidence that the game itself will... He was kind of buggy. The game itself will kind of keep me occupied for quite a while longer. I don't know. It's a good feeling, though. Being able to, like, you know, enjoy what you're doing. Ooh, we're about to get sentry'd. Yeah, I don't... Yet again, I have no idea how I got on this tangent, but you know what? I did. I did. And also, just to throw this out there again, just to kind of like go back to the game for a second, because I've barely done that this entire playthrough, which, you know, means I'm going according to plan. This game is, like, really fun, and, like, I do genuinely think it's aged very well. I am having, like, an actual blast with this game right now. I just wish I could play it for more than, like, 20 minutes. 30 minutes. Like, we're kind of getting close to, like, 20, 25 minutes in. My head doesn't, like, really hurt yet. Like, I'm not feeling dizzy, but, like, I'm still gonna take a break after this level. Let my eyes kind of rest a bit. Like, yesterday, I recorded the first 2 episodes, and I think today I'll probably, like, record episode 3 and maybe 4. I don't know if I'm gonna do 2 or not today. Because I do have, like, some more work to do outside of this right now. We'll see. But, like, it's been fun, you know, last 2 days kind of doing this, just kind of chilling out. Like, again, as I mentioned, like, at the start, like, these aren't kind of the videos I enjoy doing a ton. Like, I like doing, like, more edited commentaries and stuff like that. Like, I love just opening up, like, Vegas or Premiere and being like, I'm gonna make an edit of this. I'm gonna put, like, Tom Cruise's face in this thing and, like, kind of move him around the screen and do this weird-ass cut and make people go, like, wait, what? But I just legitimately don't have the time to do it. Nor can I really afford an editor. And even if I could, I think I'd still want to edit my own stuff, because, like, I find editing super, super fun. Just very time-consuming. My old videos, like, if you go back to, like, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like, I would make, like, these, like, 4 or 5 minute videos, maybe 6 minutes on some occasions. And I would record for, like, 2 hours, and it would be, like, 3 hours of editing, trying to get it just right, maybe 4. And it's, like, 5, 6 hours, 7 hours of my life for, like, what's essentially 3 minutes of content. 4 minutes of content just isn't a good trade-off for me. Like, I could stream an entire game start to finish in that amount of time. Which is why I kind of backed off from doing it. Because I would just get burned out on just, like, everything. Where did you come from, sir? I died to you. You don't really get much feedback if you're getting shot or not. You don't realize it. I mean, like, I don't mind not playing with Rumble, but, like, in a game like this, like, when you're holding a controller, and there's really not much in terms of visual indicators. Like, there's that small red triangle, but, like, I find it very subtle. Without Rumble, it's very, very odd, because, like, I sometimes don't even notice I'm being shot, and I don't even see that, visual indicator on screen that I'm being shot. Because when this game came out, there was no Rumble on the PlayStation 3. Like, I believe Sony, like, lost the patent or was, like, fighting over the patent to Rumble. So they had to release the 6-axis controller with no Rumble. And this, so, obviously, with this being a launch title, there was nothing. But you don't realize it, like, even though I'm not a huge Rumble fan, because, I mean, I use keyboard and mouse anyways, like, I don't usually have it. But, like, when you're holding controller, like, you don't realize, like, how much input you get from a Rumble, right? Like, you feel the controller vibrate, you're like, oh, I'm getting shot somewhere. Or like, oh, I'm going off the road. Or, oh, I crashed my car. Or, oh, my sim just died. I don't know where I'm going with this, but holding a controller, not having Rumble going in, like, in an FPS like this, very weird feeling these days. You don't realize, like, how big of an indicator Rumble is. Like, it's not like I think a really cool effect. Like, I don't think the effect does much for me in terms of enjoying a game more, but, like, it is weird, like, how ingrained just, like, a simple vibration of a controller is, like, in your mind. And how much stuff, like, it kind of symbolizes as you play a game. And you kind of take it for granted. But it is what it is. And I'm sure, like, once I get around to playing Resistance 2 and 3, which is going to... What are you doing, just hanging around? Whenever I get around to Resistance 2 and 3, finally, assuming I get there, it's going to be a really cool feeling having Rumble for the games, because I might actually do a lot better. Assuming they play similarly to this. I'm going to assume they're going to play somewhat similar. But for all I know, they could reinvent, like, how they shoot and whatnot, and, like, how everything feels, like, how the gameplay flows. Maybe they'll go away from, like, the health packs, which I'd kind of hate if they did that, but... yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna kind of go into those games blind, and we'll see. Where did you come from? They have a lot of people here. They weren't joking. Like, I am actually surrounded. It's a cool little battle, though. Alright, let's take this out. Wait, how much shotgun ammo do I have? Shotgun does good work. It's almost like it's a shotgun. So I can hit again. I want to keep 3 health. Cool. Look, I actually just talked about the game for a bit. That's really cool. I never do that. But yeah, Rumble. It's crazy, like, how important it is when you don't even think it's that important. Like, I don't think it's that important. But sometimes it's, like, notable when it's missing. Which is weird. But yeah, whatever. Okay, how many more things are left? Hope not many. Okay, I hear them like moving around, moving their dumb little alien hands. Alright. I'm assuming this is the final battle before the end of the level, and I'm probably going to call it on this episode. They're here? Okay. Let's make our way down here. Were the boards here necessary? Great, now we gotta like test my balance. Like, I'm still tired off my ass. Alright. I hate everything. Alright. One more go. Here we go. This is the run. This is it. I got this. Just you watch. Hold. Hold. Okay. Okay. We go to zoom in. Make sure we're lined up. Okay. Straight run. Nailed it. Full-time gamer, by the way. Cool.
I was able to make it to the surface and summon a rescue. Flying into the Chimeran territory was always dangerous, but we had to risk it. Hale made it out shortly after. I looked for any further signs of conversion. Fever, nervous movement, paranoia. There was nothing. Just the gold-colored eyes. We flew directly to Manchester. Soldiers had been trying to recover the convoy ever since my squad was ambushed. They knew what was in it. They knew it was our last hope for defeating the Chimera. I wanted to take Hale back to Northern Command for debriefing. Maybe he could sense I was suspicious of him. He joined the Manchester squad before I could say a word.
Alright, cool. Story for this is like really cool. I do enjoy the story quite a bit. But I'm gonna call it there for now. You know, we'll have this video uploaded. Obviously, we'll have it uploaded because you're listening to it, and then I'll get recording the next episode whenever I do. If you stuck around for this episode, thank you for listening to my incoherent rambling yet again. And I'll catch you for the path of least resistance and probably the mission directly after that next time. So a toodaloo, y'all.